हाय अमित। कैसा चल रहा है भाई? ओके। सो लाइक जो डाउट पूछा था ना वो अल टैग वाला। तो थोड़ी देर पहले हम्म। यस यस। सो बेसिकली वो अल्ट मतलब इसलिए होता है कि लेट्स से अगर कोई हाँ। हम्म। हाँ हाँ। सही बात, बिल्कुल सही। तो मतलब वही है। ठीक है। तो, अच्छा। हम्म। ऑब्वियसली। हम्म। नहीं मतलब इंटर्नशिप इंटर्नशिप एटलीस्ट मतलब अभी लाइक रिगार्डिंग करंट सिनेरियो लाइक 20-25,000 सो शुड बी लाइक गिवन, मतलब वो तो होना ही चाहिए। हम्म। 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 लाइक सबसे लाइक सीधा। हम्म। हम्म। सो लाइक so how many tests are remaining in React मतलब? ठीक है। ओके। ठीक है। सो इफ लाइक दे वांट द रिएक्ट स्किल टेस्ट टू बी कंप्लीटेड तो लेट इट बी मतलब Let's get that also completed. And this. ओके, हाँ मतलब like obviously. So like for which project exactly? Okay. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay, so ठीक let's get this React also completed. Okay. Hmm. Okay, ठीक है. Yes, yes, obviously. Okay, ठीक है. So let's see, guys, what we have done till now and what we are going to build. ठीक है. So if you guys have any project, special project, if you want to let me build that in the class, that would be good. Otherwise, I have thought for a project. So let's do like. Hmm. So, do you have some hint of skill test? मतलब what do they exactly ask in a skill test so I can complete that all? Okay. So, like if you guys want, like we can like make some movie app like Netflix or something like that. So basically, the list page, ये like not this one. I want the list page. So yes, 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 yes. And like we also have the API भी है अपने पास. So guys, do you guys remember about that movie database API? This one. Okay, so like this is one API which can be used. So like these guys give a API, and you can like paste it over here. So we already have the API ready, so you can see like there are lots of movies like listed over here, and also the images are also there. So you see the images. So we also have the images, and we can like use the images too. Okay. Um. Okay. So let's create this only then. Okay. So let's create some application with React. So where are we headed till now is, let me check the last topic we were working on. So what we'll do is we'll create Functional requirement documentation. Okay, so let's do something like that, like how you apply to company and company give you assignment. So something like that will follow that procedure. Okay, so we'll list out the functionalities we want from our React application. So we have a clear idea. Okay, listing and all those kind of things. So that will be good, I guess. Okay, so let's get started with the what we have done till now, and using the knowledge, let's create our application. So, and you guys can also start with me. So, with that, let me create a new folder. So I can create a new folder here itself. So, okay. So we can say that movie store or something else. So movie store. So movie store. Okay. And in this movie store, I can just cd movie store. Okay, and we can create our application over here. Not d, cd, right? So creating a React application. So using the CRA template. So create React app movies store. Okay. So it says create React app not found. Okay. So in the last session, we were discussing about classes and we were discussing about the state management. So this is how we what we have a state over here, and we so state represents the current UI of our application. Means anything you see currently on this page represents a state for this application. Now, if I click on the share button, so I have a model. This model open is a state. This model closed is a state. Okay, then drop down. So this drop down would be a state. This closed will be a state. So every UI at any given point of time represents the state of your page. Now, the state is managed by state variables. State variables are written over here. And how do you change the state? So you change the state using the set state method. So this is one of the way of changing your state based on some user activities. So user activities. Now, so for getting user activity, you state is the variable which we have to use. Okay, we have to use a state. Just like constructor is constructor, we cannot change that. So similar as state. Okay. So that is the only variable which guides app React how to perform. Now the point is, so this set state is one of the way. Okay, set state is one of the way. There is one more variation of set state. So we have a variation of set state. Um, okay. Now the only thing the set state want is a changed object, right? Changed object you have to pass over here. Now the set state receives um, also receive prev state, and this prev state means previous state, and this previous state can be used for your like for your for your use. For example, let's say that heading has to be changed. Now if your heading depends on the previous state, we can use the prev state variable. Okay, so prev state dot heading will get the previous heading. So you want to add something to the heading. Okay, so this is one more variation of set state. Now, this variation, so previous state variation of set state is used when there is some numerical values and you have to increment on it. We'll check this one. Okay, we'll try this one. So this is one variation. Simply, so this set state method receives a object. Okay, object has heading. Now this heading is, so there is a shallow merging takes place. This object is shallow merged with this object. Now heading, new heading replaces the older heading. Okay, what do I mean by shallow merging? It means that I there is no deep. Okay, we'll discuss about that shallow merging and deep merging thing. Okay, one more good property here is, let's say that you have a modal open, okay, but you do not have this variable over here, so it doesn't matter. If I set the state now, this modal open will be added to this state variable. So even though you do not have any modal open variable, it won't throw you an error. Okay, so you can add additional states to your application with set state method also. Now the same thing, so these two are there. Now the question for you guys is set state synchronous or asynchronous? Okay, so set state is a asynchronous function. Why asynchronous? Because you have to do a DOM update. Okay, so your complete DOM is updating. Not the complete DOM, you can say. You can say that DOM is updating. DOM is updating means you're updating the either the complete page or the part of the page. Now that is some asynchronous operation, right? Potential operation, potential blocking operation. That is what we call a async operation. Now set state method being a async operation, so if you want that whenever the state change is completed, if you want to print something or you want to run a callback, so there is a second argument you pass to your set state method where you can give a callback. This callback will run once the state is successfully updated. Okay, it means that the set state is successful, then this callback will be running. Okay, so you can say set state successful, something like this, right? The same applies to this also. So give a comma and you can assign the callback. So these are some things about set state. One more thing about set state is, let's say that you have similar set state one by one. What do I mean by similar set state? See this. So let's say that there is a set state, you are setting up a state. You have something called as number, and number you are giving as one. Okay, number you are giving as one. Now, again, you have a set state. Okay, so um, you say that number plus one. Okay, so let me have prev state over here. So prev state. So prev state is previous state, not to confuse. Okay, so giving an arrow function. So this indeed a callback. Okay, so this. Okay, guys, one more question for you. See the syntax and tell me why I'm doing this. My arrow function, this is my arrow function, right? So my arrow function is having curly braces and I am wrapping my curly braces with a small bracket. And why is that? Normal function is just the curly braces, no small brackets. But I am having curly braces, then I am wrapping it in small brackets. Okay, so this is due to now if I do not use this small bracket, if I just simply do this, if I just simply do this, we can see that this does not make sense. This curly braces is function, the braces curly braces for function, but my object also requires a bracket. My object also requires a bracket. If you remember, if you need a curly braces for your object, so we cannot leave curly braces like this. Or you have one more option. The option is let object is equals to let object is equals to curly brace return obj. This is one more option. Okay, either use this or use this. So using this small bracket means we are returning this internal, like the inner object we have over here. That is what it means. You are returning this object. Now if you do not have this small bracket, you have to do something like this: create your object and then return it. So this is one more way. But why to choose the longer method when we can just go with the smaller one? So let me remove this. Okay, so let me copy this one. So what I will do now is, let's see all the behaviors. Okay, let's see the behaviors. um okay, and put the number one here, so it won't harm us. So let the number be here. Okay, let's remove this. And the only thing I want on this mouse over is I want to print the state. So what I want to print here is, so let's check three four things. The three four things are: what is the behavior when we have similar set state? Okay, this will work. Yeah, this will work. So this is the solution, right? This is not the problem. Problem is here. Problem. So number number colon this dot, not th, this dot state dot number. That's one. Copy this, paste. So what do I want to print here is, I want to have a paragraph. In this paragraph, I first want to print the number, number, modal open, number, modal open. Okay, that is it. So number. So these are just some behaviors of set statement. Okay, there's some behaviors I want you guys to see. Modal open. Otherwise, it's fine. Okay, so let's comment this part out for once. Okay, the nurse said state is 1 1 1 1, and um, okay, fine. Let's go to this React app. Npm start. Okay, so you see, this is addition, right? Set state successful. So two three things are there. Okay, let's observe them one by one. That is, this addition is applied. This addition is applied whenever you hover. This function call was there. This function call. So you can, so whenever you want to reach the function, hold control. Okay, control and then click. So you will reach to the function. You can apply to this your any project. Now you come to this function. The first thing we want to have a look is this prev state function. So previous state dot heading you get, and you get this addition, right? It means that this variation of set state is working. So this is done. Okay, we saw this. Now this heading change is true. This heading change is true. So heading changed. Okay, and then we have set state successful callback. So did this print set state successful? So yes, Set state successful is here. Heading change exclamation mark is also here. Now, what else? Okay, so we did not see this model open thing. Okay, anyways. Um, okay, so true it would be, I guess, some text would be good. Okay, so some more observation for you guys. Let me refresh this. Okay, now look at this one. You see this one here. Okay, you see this one over here. Now, how many set state do we have? We have one set state, two set state, three set state. So, what should be the updated value after this function is running of number? So, what should be the updated value after these three lines have been completed? Guys, two, three, four, anything would be the answer, right? What should be the answer? Okay, so technically, if we see, so one is here, one plus one, two plus one, three plus one, four, right? Let's see that if that is the case. So, what I will do is I will just hover over this state, and you see this is just two, nothing else. Only three, four. It is not incrementing by three, although it is incrementing by one. How many of you how many of you know what's the problem here? Although I have the solution below, the solution is here. But what is the problem, guys? What's the problem? What we discussed, set state is a costly operation. It's a async operation which is costly. React tries to. There is a phenomenon. There's a technique called as batching when we have similar set state calls. So these are similar calls. What React does is it compiles or it compresses all of them, and it just runs the last set state. It means that if I do plus 9, the plus 9 should be executing. Let's try this one if that is to be correct. But yeah, that is the point. So this is happening due to batching in React. So we call it batching. Okay. So we call it batching in React. Let's see that. So you see this? Only the 9 is running. Okay. The previous one and one is not running. Okay. This is a problem. So how to solve this? So here is the solution. Just below you, the prev state variation you just saw can be used. Okay. Can use the prev state variation. Now if I there are three set state, right? So one, two, three, four. Okay. See, 4 is updated, 7, 10, 13, 16, and so on. Every time there is a set state successful callback run. Guys, is this clear? Okay. So guys, all of like these things are clear now. Okay. So what we saw? We saw normal set state. We saw normal set state with callback. We saw prev state callback. Sorry, prev state set state with prev state method, and we saw batching. Okay. And what is the solution of batching? So these are the five six things we have seen. Okay. So okay. So this is what we have. Rest. Let's go to let's go to our application, the movie store application. We'll learn more things, something similar to this. Okay, so we'll learn more concepts there, and yeah, it will be fun because we already have the API, and like graphics and all other things are already there. So it will be a good one. So let me Let's not delete this. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, so someone wants to help Amit, Ankit, Geeta. Do you guys know how to host a React project on GitHub? It's not it's fine. uh, ठीक है. Yes, yes, it's totally fine. ठीक है, let's see that. This is thanks Amit for asking. Um, so I so there are two commands. ठीक है, deploy and pre-deploy. ठीक है, we can use the pre-deploy and deploy features. I'm not really I did it, but yeah, let's see the exact command. This not this one. Yeah, here it is. How to deploy React app to GitHub pages? Very easy. You just have we already have our application ready, so it says install GH pages. Let's do that. So where is it? So where is our application? Here is our application. Let's paste this command. Install GH pages. So GH pages means GitHub pages. Now this GitHub pages is installed. Okay. What are the next command? It says the first property we need to add is the top level home page. Second, we need to define as a string the value will be something something. Okay. Now home page should be here and my application. So before this, what I have to do is I need to get I need to get add. Okay. So my system is denying my permission. So let's do sudo. Let's provide the password. And so get add dot means uh, yes, correct. So to add all the file, so to let GitHub track it. So if you see, if you create a new file, you will have u written on it. U means untracked. GitHub is not tracking it. But once you have done, you will see either modified if it has a modified changes, either a if a new file is added. So you just hover over it, you will get the things. You see here it is written index modified. See, here it is written index added. It means that GitHub is looking over that file. We'll have one more session, mostly like closely to GitHub. Okay, but for now it's fine. So get add means you have added the file. Now GitHub is looking over it. Git commit means you are finalizing your changes. You are saying it that hey, I have done with the changes. So you'll say that project initialized. Initialized. Okay, initialized. Okay, initialized. Okay. Now git push. So your local machine is having the files. Okay, your local machine is having the file, but you want to share your project with your friends and you want to show off. So you have to create a remote repository. Now, in order to have a remote repository, you have several options: Bitbucket, GitLab, GitHub, and lots of other things are there. Okay, so the most familiar one is GitHub. So we'll use the GitHub. Let's go to repositories, click on new, come over here. You will say let's say web dev level 3 react app. Okay, so give a name. It says public private, keep it public. Okay, otherwise it you won't be able to host. So something like that rule is there. Now it says that you will come to the new page. It says creating a new repository on the command line, but we already have the repository. So these are the commands which we have already done. So git init is done. Git add readme. You can add a readme of your own. Git commit. We have done this. We have not done this. We have not done this. We have not done this. It says push an existing repository for command line. Yes, we want to push existing repository. If you look at the commands exactly, it says you have your project on the local, but you want a URL by accessing Online users can have access to your project. So this is what you want as a remote origin. You have a branching. If you know about branching, well and good, otherwise we'll see that. And you want to push your new local repository to online repository, just like uploading. Okay, let's paste the commands, hit enter, and that's it. So we already have our application ready, and here is the URL in the console itself. Hold control, click on it, will come to your applications. Your all files are here now, right? So you see the CSRC and all those things. Let's cut this part. We want this URL exactly. Let's close this. What does it say? It says that npm install gh pages. We are done with this. Now it have home page. So it says that the first property we need to add the top level is home page. Home page at package.json. So home page inside your package.json. So here is your package.json, and you will add home page. So let's add home page. Home page. Okay. Now inside home page, what you have to do is you have to add this github.io. So something like this. Replace your username repository. Okay, so http colon double slash. Okay, so http colon double slash. Okay, so your username. Okay, so username slash slash or dot github.io slash your repository name. I guess that is it. Anything else required? So username.github.io slash repository name, right? Okay, it says second is the existing script property. We need to add pre-deploy and deploy. This was what I was talking about. So pre-deploy and deploy are commands. Okay, anything else? No, that's it. So this is, let's save this. So is the name correct? So are you okay, at github.github.io web level 3. Okay, that is done. Now adding scripts over here. So deploy and pre-deploy. Pre-deploy means before deploying, you have to build your application, and deploy means just deploy your application to GitHub. What else? So what else? Let's see. npm run deploy, and yeah, that is it. So creating a optimized production build. Okay, so link slash deployment, and yeah, it says it is hosted to this one. So let's go to the URL. Okay, obviously it will take some time. So let's not. Let's refresh this. This page will itself tell us if it is hosted or not. Okay, if your package, if your project is hosted, you will get it here itself. So let's wait for a minute. Otherwise, we do we have anything else here? So general webhooks pages. Let's click on pages. GitHub pages. Your site is ready to be published at. You see, I have it here online. You guys can visit this. Okay, is it clear? Deployment is clear, guys. Okay, have this link also. So what about other guys? Geeta, Ankit, it's clear. Okay. Okay, let's go to our new application. So, so was this text printed there or not? Okay, so you see this text, right? So it is in para. Yeah, it is in para. So this text was where? Where was this text? So if I just open this text is here, right? Modal open. Now modal open was here and it was here. So modal open true. Now what is special about modal open? You do not have this modal open initially in your set state. Initially ये नहीं था, right? But बाद में add हुआ, right? You added it afterwards. So that is totally fine, right? But don't do this. Obviously don't like have your steady state empty and the people using your project get their mind blown off. So where this variable coming from? So always it's a good practice, you should put all the state variable here itself. If you do not have the value, put it null or something else, but yeah, always write it there. Okay. So we'll talk about more functions and all those things, guys. The point is, what would be the best way to learn? Like, I don't know, like it can vary, but mostly the good way to learn is to get the grasp is, or to become a good developer is, try things on your own, right? So I hope, I really hope you guys are doing the same thing, right? Obviously. So that is one point. So always visit the official documentation. I know it's boring, but yeah, you should. Uh, that is how you learn. Obviously. So official documentations are good, and whatever you do in class, na, like whatever I say that okay, see this, like try it, implement it. Okay, that is the only way. There's no other way. I already know these things. Okay, these are for you guys. Okay, so you just go like after the class is over, try to deploy all your projects. You can deploy existing projects also. Okay, so try to deploy your projects and share the link with me. I will check them like one by one. So it's not a problem, right? You can show off to your interviewer also. Just upload the projects, put it on your CV, right? Make a good project. The point is, like, if I know all of I really wish, and I'm sure you guys will be in a good position. You'll be placed in a good company. But the point is, the fight is always there. Okay, so even though you are in coding ninjas, you have to fight with other people also. You have to keep that in mind, right? You do not like just know that there are some other people you have to fight with. Okay, so you have to go, like, you have to take that extra step which is required. And okay, so if you are facing rejections, like, so one of the guy in coding jazz, I so Lavanya Singh, I guess his name is, he is also a mentor. So like he applied, he was rejected in like lots of companies, like, right? And even though he wanted to choose any other career, he came here. And for my record, I was the first company I was placed, I was rejected so I was rejected in third round, not in the first or second round. I was never rejected in the first or second round, so never. So either be it DSA company or anything else. That was the first one company. But those were like, those guys wanted to create a Java application on, and my screen recording was on. So I was creating application, my screen recording was on, my presentation was on, and everything was on. After that interview, never was rejected in the first second interview, always. So I was rejected in 13 companies back to back before I was placed. Feedback. Hmm. 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 See the point. Okay, so you are getting the rejected mail, I was not getting that also. So this was the scenario. Yeah, the point is, Huh? Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, uh, yes, that is the point, right? So there are some more factors at play. So, like, obviously, Nini. Hmm. Okay, so what happened is, so I was selected in a company which rejected me 2 months before. Okay, so I was rejected from GoComet. I submitted a full stack project. Okay, that was full stack project, and so yes, yes. So they rejected me in September, but I applied back, and I was selected in November. The same company, and the point was I was already having offer from a services company, so that was one thing with me. But yeah, yeah, I'm like, okay, it's totally fine. But yeah, React will increase your chance. Like, if you ask me, there were, so the number of majority of student who got placed was due to React. Was it? I my batch was the second batch of career camp. We were the starting place. Like, we got the starting placement. Like, first second batch was I and Dhanush was there, Ansu was there, and I was there. So the story was like most of the placements were in React and backend. Okay. Then DSA was there and all other things. Hmm. Yes, yes. Okay. Um, we'll reach there. Don't worry. Try to find project, right? The only thing I can suggest is, yeah, like, obviously companies have some weird way. Like, obviously. Okay, don't, like, uh, don't get disappointed. Release there. So, ठीक है, the point I can like share with you guys is, have some two three good projects. If you want, okay, let me find some links for you guys. I already have, so I already took interviews of like more than 50 students, so in my company itself, so where I was previously. So I will share the links with you guys. Just try to have those in your CV, and if at the beginning, if you guys are getting internship also, na, just go for that. Go for internship also um, if you are going for that. No, 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 no. Obviously, no, no, never. Like, not unpaid, because you have to do work over there anyways. So don't go for unpaid. But like, the point is, like, you have to step out. Okay, you have to. That is the key. So you are getting like what I'm trying to say, like stepping out. Okay, so don't have some dependency like this will happen, then I will try to do something. Just search for good projects, right? So at the end, you have to get placed. Like contact your friends, contact whatever people are there out there for referral and all those sort of things, right? So referral are the best things, but yeah, that is the point, right? Just complete React first, then I may also help you guys. But yeah, React is needed anyways. Okay, so and the reason behind that is for backend you have lots of options. PHP is there, .NET is there, um, then you have Ruby is there. Okay, Node.js is here, but for front end you do not have any option. Either you go with Angular, that is also JavaScript. Either you go with Vue, that is also